Now expressing 5 root 27 in form of k root 3, you can simply think of the factors of 27. So 5 root 27 can become 5 root 9 times 3, and that is 5. Root of 9 is 3, so 5 times 3, root 3, and this will be equal to 15 root 3. In of root 48, what are the factors of 48? Now, one of them will be 3 and the other one will be perfect square. So if you think of that, you may think of root 48 to be root of 16 times 3, and root of 16 is 4. We have 4 root 3. Therefore, our k equal to 4. Okay, we have to expand and simplify this expression, and we can as well expand it the same way we expand our normal numbers.
Yeah.
And of course, this one is like a difference of 2 squares. So let's see how we expand this. Now we have 2 plus root 3 into bracket 2 minus root 3.
Yeah.
Now, to make it very, very simple, use all the terms in this bracket to multiply all the terms in this bracket. And how do we express that in a way that will prevent us from, that will help us not to be confused? You can just bring out the first term in the first bracket, that is 2, and open these 2 terms in the second bracket. Also, the second term in the first bracket, which is plus root 3, open bracket again and write all the terms in the second bracket. Now, let's use the number in front of the bracket to open the bracket now. So, in doing that, we'll say 2 multiplied by 2. What would that give us?
2 multiplied by 2 is 4.
It's 4, okay? Now, 2 multiplied by minus root 3 will give us what?
2 multiplied by minus root 3
That is this multiplied by this to give us
is
what?
not 2 root 3.
So that's minus 2 root 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, same thing to this place. Plus root 3 multiplied by 2 will be equal to plus 2 root 3.
Yeah.
And the plus root 3 multiplied by minus root 3, that should give us minus root 9. And root 9 is 3. So we are going to write 3 straight away. Hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
Now this one and this one, they are the same term, but they have a different signs. So minus 2 root 3 plus 2 root 3 will give us 0, definitely. It's like having minus 2 plus 2. So that will be 0. So we are going to have 4 minus 3. And our final answer will be 1. All right, we have to write 2 plus root 5 all square in the form of a plus b root 5, where a and b are integers. And I want to believe what they expect us to do here is to expand 2 plus root 5 twice, to expand the 2 plus root 5 because it is squared, and leave our answer in form of a plus b root something, root 5. Okay. Now, first thing is to re-express 3 plus root 5 all square. This simply means we have 3 plus root 5 into bracket 3 plus root 5. That is what that square simply means. So to expand this, we follow our previous example by taking the first term in the first bracket to multiply the 2 terms in the second bracket. And we can as well take the second term in the first bracket to multiply the 2 terms in the second bracket. So in doing that, we'll say 3 multiplied by 3 will give us what?
3 multiplied by 3 is 9.
Very good. 3 multiplied by plus root 5 will give us plus 3 root 5, right?
Yeah.
So plus root 5 multiplied by 3 will also give us 3 root 5. And root 5 multiplied by root 5, that is root 25. And
Yeah.
root 25 is 5, so we are going to have 5. So moving forward, 9 plus 5 will give us, okay, let's just bring 5 forward. 9 plus 5, 2 root 5 plus 3 root 5 will give us 6 root 5. It's like saying 3x plus 3x, that will be 6x. So our final answer will be 9 plus 5, which is 14, plus 6 root 5. And this is in form of a plus b root 5. We can say our a equal to 14 and our b will be equal to 6 from what we have here. Okay?
Yeah.
In this case, we have to rationalize the denominator. How do we rationalize denominator? It's very simple. If you have to rationalize a denominator, you look at the denominator. If it is a single term, what you just need to do is multiply the denominator by both the numerator and denominator of the fraction given. But if the denominator is an expression, you are going to change the sign in that expression. That is the next example we are going to treat. But let's look at this one first. To rationalize this number, to rationalize this term given here, you rationalize 6 over root 3 in expressing it as 6 over root 3 multiplied by the denominator in this form. This is how you rationalize. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, 6 multiplied by root 3 will give you 6 root 3, right?
Yeah.
And root 3 times root 3 will be root 9, and root 9 will be 3, right?
Yeah.
And you can go further and you can simplify further. You can say 3 here, 2, 3 here, 1. So your final answer will be 2 root 3. So this is the final answer for this problem.
Okay, sir.
Also here we have to rationalize the denominator. This question is also similar to the question number 5 we solved, but it's just that the numerator here is an expression. So in rationalizing this, we are going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by the denominator. So we are going to have 1 plus root 5 over root 2 multiplied by root 2 over root 2. So let's carry this multiplication out. 1 multiplied by root 2 will give us root 2 plus root 2 multiplied by root 5 will give us root 10.
Yeah.
Everything will be over root 2 times root 2, that is root 4. And root 4 equal to 2. So we can just write 2 as our denominator now. So we have 2 here. Let me see, is there anything that we can do to this? Well, we should be able to simplify further. We can say root 2 plus let's see, plus root 2 multiplied by 5 over 2. No, I don't think this will really reduce this expression, but let's just see. In the numerator, we can factorize root 2 out, which may not really change the situation of what we have here. Over 2. So this would definitely be the final answer. In this case, this would definitely be the final answer. This example number 7, we have to show that 5 plus 2 root 3 over 2 plus root 3 can be written as 4 minus root 3. So here we are still going to rationalize the denominator, but this time around, the denominator is an expression. So we are going to rationalize it in the, okay, let me rationalize the denominator. In rationalizing the denominator here, because the denominator is an expression, we are going to change the sign. So what we are going to have will be in form of 5 plus 2 root 3 over 2 plus root 3, everything multiplied by 2 minus root 3. That is, we are changing the sign of the denominator. About 2 minus root 3. So this is what we are going to express now. Now, starting with the numerator, 2 multiplied by 5, that is this term multiplied by this term. It's like we are expanding now. 2 multiplied by 5 will give us what?
2 multiplied by 5 is 10.
10. So we are going to multiply this one by this one again. 5 multiplied by minus root 3 will give us minus 5 root 3. And for the second aspect, we are going to have plus 4 root 3. That is, we are talking about this term and this term. And lastly, for the numerator, we are multiplying 2 root 3 by minus root 3. And that will be 2 root 9. That will be 2 root 9. Let's write it out first. And for the denominator, this is different of 2 squared. Whenever you have the same expression, but the sign between them is just separated by minus, they have different signs separating the two terms of the expression. That is different of 2 squared. That is, if you have a plus b into bracket a minus b, what you just do is that a multiplied by a will give you a squared, minus b multiplied by b will give you b squared. So that is all. To make it very fast, though we've been expressing it fully in the previous examples, but that's just the faster way of doing it. So 2 multiplied by 2 will be 4, right?
Yeah.
So 2 multiplied by 2 will be 4, minus root 3 times root 3 will be root 9, and root 9 will be 3. So that is what the denominator will become. And our numerator is now 10. Now, minus 5 root 3 plus 4 root 3 will give us minus root 3. That is like saying minus 5x plus 4x. So it will be minus x. Now, minus 2 root 9 will be equal to 6 because root 9 is 3. 3 multiplied by 2 will give us 6. So 4 minus 3 will be equal to 1. And handling the numerator properly, simplifying the numerator further, 10 minus 6 will give us 4, and minus root 3. This will be our final answer for this particular one.
Okay, so
all right, let's quickly solve this. We are to show that 2 over 1 over root 3 plus 1 can be written as 3 minus root 3. Okay, now the question is not difficult. It's just that we have to take some steps before we can solve the question. And I would advise that we treat the denominator first.
yeah.
Let's solve the denominator first. And in doing that, we are going to have 1 over root 3 plus 1. Handling this as our normal algebra, like we have 1 over 3 plus 1. First thing we do is to look for the SCM. We will find the SCM, and the SCM will be 3. We can apply the same approach in this case as well. There are so many ways to solve this, but we can look for the SCM. We can treat this one as 1 over 1. So the SCM for this will be root 3. So Root 3 in root 3 is 1. 1 multiplied by 1 will give us 1 plus 1 in root 3 is root 3. Root 3 multiplied by 1 will give us root 3. So this is what the denominator become. This what will be the solution to the denominator. So let's take it back to where it is coming from. So now we are going to have 2 over this denominator, which is 1 plus root 3. Or let me put it this way to make it easier. Now we're going to have a 2. We know that this line here that is separating numerator and denominator simply means a division. So we can say 2 divided by 1 plus root 3 over root 3. I think this is the best way of expressing this. And from here, we can have a 2 multiplied by root 3 over 1 plus root 3. That is, when we are changing the division sign to multiplication, we need to invert the second term of that equation. Now, and this will give us 2 multiplied by root 3 will be 2 root 3 over 1 plus root 3. We are going to rationalize the denominator again here to get our final answer. And in doing that, in rationalizing the denominator, we are going to have 2 root 3 over 1 plus root 3 multiplied by 1 minus root 3 over 1 minus root 3. And I want to believe these steps is similar to some of the questions we treated previously. So 2 root 3 multiplied by 1 will give us 2 root 3. And 2 root 3 multiplied by minus root 3 will give us 2 minus 2 root 9. For the denominator, it's still going to be different of 2 squared because we have 1 plus root 3 multiplied by 1 minus root 3. So we can just go straight and say 1 multiplied by 1, and that will give us 1. Also, minus root 3 multiplied by root 3, that is root 9, and that will give us 3. Root 9 equal to 3. And from this, we can have our numerator will be 2 root 3 minus root 9 is 6, 2 multiplied by, root 9 is 3, 2 multiplied by 3 will give us 6. So, and this will be over minus 2. 1 minus 3 will be minus 2. And what we can as well do is in our numerator, we can factorize our numerator by having 2 into root 3 minus 3. And okay, let me put it in another way. Let me put it as minus 2 into root 3 plus 3. So that will make sense. Everything over minus 2. And the minus 2 here. Please, let me rearrange this steps so that we will not have any issue. Let me do it in a better way. Now we can say 2 divided by minus 2 will be minus 1, and that is minus root 3. And minus 6 divided by minus 2 will be plus 3. So I think that way is better than factorizing numerator. So we can rewrite this as this, and this will be our final answer.
Okay, sir.